What's up, everybody? And your boys are back. The spot where the news brings you the news. You know the deal, the hard corner. Listen, we're back. I was about to say, we like clockwork, kind of like clockwork, because it's really we're on time somewhere else, maybe in another dimension or in Australia. Yeah. But we had a little delay with this week's episode because real life got in the way a little bit and storms, but we are back. Before I even start, I want to shout out everybody around the planet who's been tapping in. Mad love to everybody who's following for real. We feel it. We feel the love getting bigger. Make sure to subscribe. You have to subscribe. Leave comments and all that stuff. It keeps us in the mix. And if you want to support the show, CasaDeRock.com, and everybody in Europe, CasaDeRock.eu. Tell Theo Hoya Rock sent you. And also, a big shout out to Richard Straps, Warren, and the whole crew out there. The best straps in the game. Hit the link if you want to support the show and all that good shit. So that's all I got to say for now. I want to get that shit out of the way. Yana, what's up? Busky, what's up? Now that we got all that out the way, first of all, let's start with the church, right?
That's right. Praise be.
Shout out to everybody who's praying and rocking with us, the church or the hard corner. But we decided to do a live today. We said, fuck it. If anybody's wanted to tap in, we here. So but what's going on, Busky? There's a lot of shit going on, but what's going on with you?
Same old, you know. Just working on some work for our homie Isaac. He's got some cool stuff coming up. So
let me tell you, everybody, shout out to my brother Isaac. He keeps you on your toes. Let me tell you by the second. But he's our man on the street. Shout out to E and his 48 days straight. Motherfucker better be straight. Also, I gotta see you talk about that shit. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna check your blood when I see you. Shout out to my brother Mad Love for doing this thing. And and you know why we didn't have it in the fucking notes, but this is how we're doing shit since we live. Fucking Diablo Fest, fucking Art Basel. If you're gonna see the final flyer when it's done. But if you're in Miami in early December, it's gonna be the spot to be. But besides that, what's going on, Busky? Hit us well first on the list.
Another unfortunate rest in peace. We're gonna start the top of the show with slightly related to our world, but you know, adjacent to, and I know that a lot of people a lot of people loved hip hop coming up in this culture, and Tame One was a a legend in the game as far as graffiti and hip hop and those worlds crossing over. So you might know him from the Artifacts. He was also down with the Weathermen and Leak Brothers, some Eastern Conference stuff. So rest in peace, Tame One.
Yeah, definitely rest in peace and OG. And again, bombing and also doing music. You gotta again, people like this are mad important to the whole movement, because it's more than one element of the movement. You know what I mean? He did graph. He did music. He represented. And again, it sucks to see people that shouldn't be leaving this planet this early. I don't know what's the cause, but it don't matter. Shout out to the Artifacts. Shout out to his whole crew. And you know what? As a matter of fact, go after the show. Go fucking tap in and go to YouTube and go check out some Artifacts and go play that shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Play it loud.
Yep, definitely. And following up on that too, we had another loss with Kev One recently, and there's been a a show put together to remember him and honor him and his name up in Nyack, New York, with Killing Time, Underdog, Sub-Zero, little memorial here.
Jesus, that shit is stacked. So first of all, I notice I'm saying first of all a lot, but you're gonna have to deal with it, everybody. This is the hard corner, and when you pay for the fucking Wi-Fi stream, then you could whatever. Anyway, but first of all, it's stacked. These shows are like some classic, nostalgic, but without the point, again, coming together for a good cause. But also, not only that, these are like some of the hard hitters. It's not like one hard hitter and just sprinkled. Like these are all very important bands, and when Not that it ain't now, but shit was it was eclectic in its own way then. And this is a bill that kind of shows that era, and it's a good representation.
Yeah.
What up, Ray? But who we got? Let's start with who we got on the bottom. First of all, it's a Black and Blue production, correct?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Mike Wilson's behind some of this.
Oh yeah, so shout out to my brother Wilson and Gorilla BJJ, July 3rd. So what do we got? Hold on 1 second. We got Sub-Zero. Oh, Ice Pick. I just see that.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I'm not sure if this is even a show. Because
you know
it says July 3rd, 2005.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I think that flyer that they might have used as a background.
Got you. But okay, yes, you're right. But who's the bands playing?
I'm not sure if there even is now that
you know what, everybody
about this. I hate to say it, but
no, but you know what? You get the people. You see what I mean? When the news brings you the news, you're getting this shit real time. We're finding out this shit might be something else.
Yeah, but I definitely know that there's a memorial. I definitely know that this at Olives in
Kevin
Nyack,
Memorial Sunday, November 20th. Okay,
there's definitely a get together of people hanging out to show love for Kev. That's 100%. That's definitely happening. Whether or not these are playing, I'm not sure, because I'm thinking that this might just be a flyer that they dropped as a background.
You know what? By George, I think you got it.
Yeah.
They use an old flyer. To represent, it's a memorial for Kev One.
Yep.
So forget all those bands.
Yep.
Because it's still just as good as a reason, or even more. Basically, if you liked all those bands, or if you were at this show, again, he was one of the main part of not only playing with those bands, but also being in the pit and setting it off for all those bands. Because Kev was the guy who would set a lot of shit off in the pit for, for some of these classic shows. They wouldn't be that classic if people were just standing there looking. So you could thank people like Fat Kevin and my brother Minus and certain people like that.
They made him more famous.
But rest in peace, Kevin. Again, what could I say, man? Bulldoze. Kevin, I love you. Sunday, November 20th.
Yep.
Go support, especially if you know him. And again, go play some Bulldoze and blast that shit. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you, he'll like that shit.
Hell yeah.
And here we got some real quick shit. I want to real quick before I even announce these couple of shows. Shout out to everybody who's been hitting me up. They just announced a East Coast run, Madball, Destroy Them All in the World, December. Again, The Rock will be in the motherfucking building. You understand? A lot of people, you haven't been seeing me on stage, but you will be seeing me on this run. So shout out to everybody who's been hitting me up, showing love, concern. Yo, your boy is good. I'm just, bobbing and weaving, but I will be in the building and I will be covering this for the Hard Corner. So listen, when I tell you, you got to subscribe and hit those reminders and all those bells and whistles, because you don't know what the hell is going to pop up on this run. Again, it's the world. We're playing from Long Island with Life for Agony. It starts off there. The Middle East, Poughkeepsie with our brothers, Brick by Brick, Louisville, Kansas, Denver, Albuquerque, Mesa, Tucson, listen,
it's a good
run. I don't know. Yeah, it's a strong one. You know what I mean? It's a good one. I'm happy to be on this one to see, to make some noise, to shake some asses. And again, a lot of those states are, we have family in a lot of those states, and I'm excited to eat and see and make noise with everybody, and even more to cover the shit and get that exclusive for everybody. So hit that reminder, because I will be going live. Remember this. You never know when we're going to go live, so stay tuned. We're going to give you that shit in real time. And while we're on the Madball tip, there's some real cool shit that just dropped. Rebel Late and Madball did a collab. They just dropped it. There still should be some pieces available. It's a limited edition. If you don't know, now you know. Go to Rebel 8. Check it out. My brother MQ killed it. As you can see, the drop is dope. Shout out to Rebel 8 for always, supporting the movement and always, infiltrating the system. And check out the drop. You got hoodies, hats, shorts. You got some fly shit. And my brother MQ killed it with the motherfucking layout.
Yes.
With the lettering and all that shit. And Rebel 8 killing it, man. Shout out to Rebel 8, man.
Yeah, those dudes have been around for a long time too. It's super dope. Josh is a really cool dude who started that company with a couple $100. you know, from his bedroom, and you know, he grew it into this amazing fucking, you know, huge company. You can, you know, see it in the mall some places even now. So shout out to Josh, shout out to Rebel 8.
Hell yeah, for sure. They came out dope, and you know, shout out to them. And again, it was a drop that was worked on for a minute, and I'm glad that was able to happen. And but yeah, so cool shit. But everybody, go check those dates out. I will have merch in the hard corner. We'll be in the motherfucking building. So again, go check me out. Strong Island first day, but also, and we got in the building. I just saw this, and this is for all you metalheads. Yo, E-Train Records. Oh, that E-Train
look
Records.
Who's here.
Yo. Hold on.
Look who's here.
Who's that? Shout out to fucking E-Train Records. Listen, this is one for you metalheads. Morbid Angel returns with how you say that? Revocation. Oh, revocation. And shout out to Skeletal Remains, the fam right there. And say the next one, Vitorial of Crypta and Crypta, right? You tell me.
There's Crypta, and then the next one is Vitriol.
Oh, Vitriol of Crypta and Crypta. Yo, shout out to you motherfuckers who could pronounce it first of all, because that shit's already. But a banger for you metalheads. I don't know you. Do you know? I know Skeletal Remains. We did a run with them. Dope band. I'm glad to see them, and they got a very good hot sauce by Hella Hot Sauce. Go check that out.
Good.
Do you know any of the other bands? And I want to shout out my bro Eric Rutan with Morbid Angel. He actually recorded the Madball Legacy record, I believe. I forget which record it is, but he did one in a 7-inch. But that's the man right there. Shout out to fucking Eric Rutan. But you know any of these bands, Busk? Are you familiar with any of them?
Revocation, definitely. Listen to them sort of recently. I just started getting into. I think they've been around for a minute, but I just recently got into them. Very cool stuff. Never heard Crypto, and this band Vitriol is really, really dope.
Yeah,
I had the pleasure of touring with them recently. So shout out to Adam, shout out to Kyle from Vitriol. And they're awesome. They're just kind of, you know, that very fast death metal-y behemoth, you know.
And where they're from?
So they are from, man, I want to say like Tennessee or something.
Oh shit.
Yep. But
something about like that Tennessee area and like metal.
Yeah.
Like
really cool
somehow,
dudes.
Yeah, like somehow that shit got in there in the water fucking there, but and the OGs.
Yeah.
I mean, Morbid Angel. I mean, me, like, I was never a Morbid Angel fan, but I always loved that at a time when people were trying to be hard and next level, they fucking were taking the cake. That was hands down for sure, you know.
Yeah, they're one of the best, obviously, you know, legendary band. Got it. Probably it says here 40 years. So I'm wondering if it is 40 years for them. That seems like a very long time. That can't be right, but I don't know what 40 years of acid is.
What's 40 years ago?
40 years ago would have been 83. Have they been around since 83?
I don't know about that. We're gonna have to fact check that. Somebody get the devil on the phone.
Yeah, that seems like a
shout
long
out.
time.
Somebody call Paul from Black Anvil and tell him to get the devil on the phone. I need the 411. What's the birth date of freaking Satan's child, Morbid Angel?
Right. But shout out to Skeletal Remains. That's awesome. You guys toured with them. They're from actually Whittier, which is where Martine, you know, from Terror is from. Is Whittier. And, you know, not to say that anything, but you wouldn't think of a death metal band coming from that sort of, you know, Compton area of Whittier, Los Angeles. But, you know, they're there and they fucking rip. They're so good, man.
Yeah,
so
they're good dudes and a great band. And I didn't know they're from Whittier. That's even harder because for people also, and I didn't know Martine was from Whittier. That's pretty funny. But and for people that also don't know, Whittier is an OG spot for the whole Cholo SA culture. You know, when you see that low rider shit, people think it was just like downtown LA. That's also like Whittier and those areas. So it's pretty bugged out. But
hope to hear a band like this coming from that shit, you know.
Yeah, you know the deal. And again, shout out to freaking E and Art Basil show because Casa de Rock is taking over. I'm the only one who's gonna have a booth, Busky. Nobody else. Only me selling my merch, my stuff. No, on the real. the hard corner is gonna be in there. We're gonna be in the building to come party with my brother and fucking cover the show. So make sure you check that shit out. But this Morbid Angel show, go check that out. And yeah, shout out to you fucking devil worshiping metalheads, man. You guys are fucking should be what do you call it? Rolling in pig's blood or whatever you would call it, because it's mad metal going on lately.
Yeah, there really is, man. There really is. And Ray Hogan, what's up? Whittier had a metal fanzine. Wish I remembered the name.
Really?
Don't know. I don't know either, but that's dope to hear too.
That's new to me, because the only Whittier I knew was from the Cholo lowrider culture, because that's where a lot of the OGs come from. Pretty bugged out that skeletal remains and
yeah.
But shout out to the raza, all you Mexicans out there doing it. People, yo, look, I'm not Mexican, but you know why? Shout out to the Mexicans. They're a big part of heavy music and in general, because especially with the thrash thing out west, and you know, you got no AF without Roger. And, you know, you got no Slayer without Lombardo. So I'll just leave it like that. You know what I mean? So, but not, especially in the culture out there, you know, the whole backyard culture, that's where where punk and thrash mix. And that's a big California thing, Southern California thing. So shout out to Califas for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But we got here. What we got here?
What do we got? 2023. We got January 14th. Yeah. Another
my favorite Pennsylvania club.
Yeah, I was gonna say another banger at Reverb. You can't go wrong at any of these Reverb shows. January 14th, Sheer Terror, The Chisel, Wisdom in Chains are doing a Blood for Blood cover set, which is cool.
Yeah, I've been
doing Violent Way from Buffalo, End It, Buried Dreams, The Fight, and Please Die. Stacked show. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, first of all, let's start with the fucking flyer.
Yep.
Dope as fuck. Again, just when you think, oh, some, you know, flyers are starting to, you know, kind of take its own, like a couple are starting to be more in the same type of family. Boom, we get hit with some black and white OG, but still with a new style. Whoever did this shit dope. I fuck with this. Dope flyer, you know, it represents the fucking, you know, the bands on the bill. So dope. And shout out to Chris on the Real and Reverb. This is what you get when you have a hardcore kid who owns a fucking venue. They fucking murk it. They know how to treat the bands and also how to stack a bill. Look at this. I mean, this is the right way to do this bill. Like it's like perfect, from like the style of music to the bands to, you know, the new and the old. You know what I mean? Yep. It's like I don't know. I fuck with him. I fuck with Reverb, and it's kind of like, what will you say? The oi punk hardcore.
Oi core. Is that a thing? You know what I mean?
I think, yeah, it's like the oi core branch of the fucking whole thing on this bill, which is pretty dope because, you know, again, this is how shows used to be back in the day. It wasn't all just like, you know, down tune, you know, the crossover stuff. It was, some days you would have the youth crew style. Some days you would have the oi style. Some days the punky style of hardcore, but it was all branches of hardcore. So it was dope to see. And what's up with the Chisel? I haven't personally heard them, but they're fucking making a lot of noise, and I see them doing their thing.
Yeah,
you know anything about them?
It's awesome. It's very traditional UK hardcore punk. You know, I mean, I think you would actually dig it because it's the basics, it's the fundamentals. You know what I mean? There's no tricks, there's no, you know, nothing. It's just raw, just great energy, raw punk hardcore. And I don't know. I look at this billing, and like you said, it's amazing to see Sheer Terror being able to mix in with some young bands, some, you know, not so young bands like Wisdom in Chains, and
middle-aged bands, some
middle-aged bands, right? And then you got brand new bands like Violent Way, you know, from Buffalo, who obviously fit in perfectly with the Chisel and Sheer Terror. And then even End It, you know what I mean, who's more on the heavier end,
working,
you know, and it all works, you know, and it looks great. And the Fight from Long Island, same thing, you know, it's got sort of that punk dischargey, fast hardcore. So yeah, this is a stacked bill. And like you said, those dudes at Reverb, they know what's up. They've been in the game, you know, forever, so they know how to do it.
Yeah, and also waiting. I remember talking with Chris during the whole, you know, little vacation music took, and again, together we were on the edge of just waiting for that first chance to make shit happen, and we both know, you know, we were making power moves. You know, he did some power moves too. Like again, you know, when we talk about motherfuckers really taking matters into their own hands, you know, that's why I fuck with them. Yep. Shout out to Pennsylvania. Shout out to fucking Club Reverb.
Yep. Shout out to Mushmouth.
Definitely. Mushmouth, again, OGs in the game. And again, you have a spot because of fucking hardcore kids who don't need to do it, but live for this shit. So shout out to Chris on the real.
CC's. Do you remember CC's?
Man, of course, CC's. Listen, Demise played fucking we didn't play Reverb, wasn't around then. But my first band, Demise, the only place that would book us was Reading, Pennsylvania, Unisound. We played there with Gorilla Biscuits, and another time we're Sick of It All. Dope. And so we were going there as kids. Yeah. And then later on, fast forward, boom, you know, we would hook up shows with Mushmouth early on and play a lot of shows early on. And then boom, the next thing you know, we got a club. And again, I'm glad, you know, these are again lifers in the shit. You know what I mean? So
that's what I was just gonna say. That's how I sort of met these guys, was through that era of CC's. I never made it down to Unisound or any of that other, but I would go to CC's, and that's where I met the Mushmouth guys and all these PA dudes, and that shit was fucking great. And again, that was now, you know, almost 30 years ago. So like you said, these are lifers that have been doing it, and it's amazing to see them continue to do it and do it the right way. So
you know what?
Reverb.
You know what? I'm gonna give you guys a little motherfucking a little secret tidbit that I'm gonna let out that's never been told, but I'll say it now because all statutes of limitations, whatever the word is. No, but back in the day, Mushmouth, I believe, Richard B, he'll know exactly when and where. They had asked me to produce one of their records, but at the time I was still green. I wish I could. Now I would kill it. I would kill shit now.
You could be Rick Rubin right now.
Yeah, but back then I didn't, and I remember them asking me, and I was like, I was just flattered that I was like, wow, somebody thinks what I do is cool. And they're like, I was like, yo, just put my name on it. I didn't even think, and I don't know if they ever did it, but I should be on one of the Mushmouth recordings produced by. But I remember it was more not that I didn't want to do it. I was just like, I didn't know how to do it. I was like, how would I do this? But funny shit. But then so I came clean now. I don't gotta. You see, church.
Church.
I'm confessing shit.
Yep. See, Sunday. We should do this more often.
I know. I feel lighter. Hey, since I came clean, we got a fucking New York Giants gotta do this shit. Big Blue tonight. But wow, church is really a motherfucking session. I'm fucking admitting shit and just let me not touch myself. Let me. But what else we got? This is some really cool shit that you put me up on. I actually seen the flyer, and then you actually connected the dots with this.
This is dope. My boy Jorge sent me this, and super cool. He's a great dude from down that way, and he's always putting me on to South American hardcore shit. So he actually put me onto this band Raw Brigade years and years ago, and I loved it right from the rip. And he sent this flyer over saying this is probably the most amount of American bands that have ever played in South America. So
for sure,
this shit looks amazing.
And hold on, a big salute, applause, because let me tell you, it's not an easy task to do that for South America, because financially it's very hard to do it, to make it happen. It's hard to do it with just 1-2 bands sometimes. So a big salute for them to make it happen, and a big salute for all the bands that were making it happen, because again, this shit looks like something that'll be going on here now.
Absolutely.
Which is special for Colombia. Bogota has such a great scene. We were lucky to play there a bunch of years ago. My brother Pablo from Brazil, he still has footage. One day I hope we could release a Madball documentary, because we got some footage from the 100% video, but also on that run, we went to Colombia and Bogota, and it was so insane. Like, it was one of the fucking craziest experiences. And, Freddie's Colombian, I got Colombian blood, but to see like how hardcore lives out there.
Yeah.
Like, It's the straight edge scene is so big out there. I think it's bigger than in America almost. Like, it's just crazy.
Yep.
But the passion, the whole shit, and plus they got good chicharrones. That's these pork rinds. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you know what else we lucked out? There was the Miss Columbia Awards going on at the time. So at night, I remember eating dinner and I got the luxury of watching that on television.
Yeah,
so
that's dope.
Oh my God. It's like embedded in my head. But shout out on the real though. No, that's on the real too.
Yeah.
But on the real, Bogota always represented for heavy music. And look at this. So let's talk about some of these bands. Let's start with the 10th. The first band, El Maquinista, Doug Mack, Go Bills. New York in the motherfucking house. But look at it. El Maquinista means the machinist. I don't know them, but hard name. Tiempos de Sangre. Times of Blood. Hard name. Omega. You already know. Real House of Hate. Revival. Is that Revival from over here?
Don't know.
Curious if that is.
Yep.
Five Demonos. I don't know what that means, but I think it means 5 demons. I think. And we got motherfucking Combust in the motherfucking. Yo, Combust is fucking working, man. The motherfuckers are really grinding out there. And also, I fuck with Kulu. My man put me onto them, and we played some of that shit on the show too before. Again, working.
Yep.
It's good to see these bands working and fucking Tsunami killing it. These motherfuckers are grinding. Regulate. For a minute, Regulate, they got kind of quiet, but boom, they're back. I don't know what was the little delay or
I think they were writing a record that's about to fucking blow people's brains off. So
all right.
I think once that record drops, they're gonna really take off.
All right, good, because I know they were like working, then they got a little quiet, so I know they were doing something or off, taking a break or whatever. So that makes sense. So look out for that shit. Oh, Revival that is Revival from Rochester. That's what I'm saying. Cool. Yeah, they made it out there. Okay, shout out. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Revival, then the fam right there.
Dope.
And Raw Brigade. I don't know much of Raw Brigade, but seeing the name for a long time and knowing that their fucking people seem to love them. So I got to do my homework on the Raw Brigade.
Yeah, it's great. Straight edge hardcore from South America.
That's okay. All right. Forever, man. And
I feel like you have heard them. You might just be not registering. I think you've heard them, and I think you're on to them.
Yeah, it sounds like, again, because that's what I'm saying is bugging me out, because that's so American and so
they're great.
Sounds like
they're great.
And then on the Sunday we have Zero Tolerance in Spanish. There you go. Shout out to Zero Tolerance.
Not the Buffalo Zero Tolerance, Doug Mack.
Yeah, Doug. But listen, shout out to Johnny Chow. Yeah, shout out to Buffalo. But Big Blue in the motherfucking house. But we got En Contra de Todo, Against Everything, Cold Times, Sentencia, Sentence, Stomp, that's a hard name. Two Step, that's also a pretty cool name. All right, da a cada uno lo que es suyo. Or to give everyone what's yours. I think.
Wow.
Again, everybody, I got my GED.
Wow.
Don't hold me to it. Illusion. What happened?
I said that's quite a name.
Oh yeah, it's a long one.
Yeah,
and I don't even know if I said it right. But Life's a Question, Odd Man's Out, Restraining Order, and again, Pain of Truth. Again, motherfuckers in the trenches. Shout out to Pain of Truth. They've been grinding it out. That's Pennsylvania, right? Pennsylvania, fucking upstate, right?
Long Island. Yeah, little Long Island action there. So
I know they're one of the grab bags, and it's good to see them. And you know what? I love that. If all these bands never had the luxury or the experience of going to South America and going to Colombia and to be able to go to Bogota, listen, you're in for something special. And I'm not talking about the white powder stuff. I'm talking about some of the best people, the best food, and just the best reaction and love for the music you're gonna find. Period. Again, I'm jealous of everybody. I'm also psyched that hardcore lives in motherfucking Bogota. So shout out to all my Colombianos and Colombianas out there.
Hell yeah. Good South American story. I remember when I was playing with Terror, we went down, and before we went, I want to say I was talking to either you or Mitz or somebody from the Madball camp, and you're like, listen, we played in Chile, and the fucking the police had to escort us, and there was this crazy riot, blah 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 blah. And we're like, wow, that's crazy. But, you know, you guys are Madball. Of course it's going to happen. So Terror plays. And it's funny, the same shit happens, dude. Like, we had to get police escorted in and out of the venue. People just mobbing the stage. Some dude ran up on stage, grabbed my hat off my head, jumped in the crowd with it. You know what I mean? Just because, like, they really, 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 I mean, again, this was many years ago, but they fucking love it and they appreciate every moment of you know, this happening in their country.
Yeah.
It was one of the most memorable moments of my whole entire career of being in a band, was this, you know, hour of being in South America at this venue, or hours of being at these venues in South America, and just the people, the vibe, the show, the everything. So like you said, if this is your first time, which I'm sure it is for many of these bands, fucking, you know, live it up, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, I got one of our crazy, one of our top experiences too is the same thing. So we finished playing the show. So first of all, we're in the backstage room, and our security is a police captain in, if you know, in all greens with a machine gun. He's our door guy.
Yeah.
And you know, we're in the backstage, and there's like a you know, it's like, you know, what do you call it, plywood dividers, and then the other band's in the next room.
Yeah.
They're all yelling, yo, Madball, Madball. And they start sticking joints through under the door and shit. I'm like, yo, chill. There's a fucking cop there. I'm like, yo, that's all I need to be like locked up abroad. But one of the craziest experience we ever had, and again, going back to that video that I want to release from that tour, when we were there, we were like, the promoter who was with us was a cool kid, but he was kind of like, I don't know, it was pretty weird. So we finished the show. It was one of the craziest shows we ever played. I mean, it was ridiculous, just the passion and whatever. And it was a huge venue, and we were parked in a garage in the basement. So we had to get out of the place. We go downstairs and we get in the van, and we had to go out, up and out the garage. So before we get out there, you know, the promoter's like, hey, listen, people are going to be waiting, but, you know, just don't really pay attention, just so we could get through and whatever. And, you know, just so we could get through, because you know, this and that. You know, the minute we pull up, but I'm going to fucking, what up? We open the windows. What the fuck? Yo, right away they went. Yo, they started shaking the van. Yo, they were about to flip it over. Like shaking and shaking. And the guy was shook. I'm like, yo, fuck that. You crazy. I want this shit. Like, I want to feel this shit. Like, not say nothing. We're like, no, you crazy? Are you crazy?
I remember halfway through our show, the show was sold out. And I remember halfway through, they just broke in the doors. They literally broke the doors down, and about fucking 300 people just fucking flooded into that venue. It was insane. It was amazing, you know? Like, I literally was slightly shook. You know what I mean? Like, wow, this could really turn into like a melee, you know? Like, it was amazing. So shout out to South America. Shout out to Bogota. Shout out to
big time.
Everybody fucking doing it down there. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And one last thing, what's the great thing? After the show, we ended up at some bar where they were just playing bachata, Spanish music, and drinking aguardiente. I was blasted. But thank God I'm still here with my kidneys, everybody. I was expecting to wake up in a tub full of ice and a note. But anyway, and December 3rd, we got another fucking damn. There's a lot of bangers going on. This is at the fucking the Amityville Music Hall, correct? Check, put that flyer up, Gator. What we got? Boom. What? Look, let's start from the bottom. What is that? What that says? Pink Mist?
Pink Mist, I think.
That sounds kind of sexy.
Pink Mist.
It sounds like a queef with brand new panties over. I'm just saying. Anyway, shout out to Pink Mist. I don't know what's that about, but I'm interested.
Yeah,
Pink
that's a Google search when we get off the air. I'm Googling that.
As a matter of fact, Gator, right now, go fucking Google Pink Mist and hit us with some facts.
What do we got, Google?
I need to know what the fuck is going on. But we got Wrong Move, Sector, Hold My Own, Hangman, and Leeway. Hangman. Okay, so do you know? I know about Hangman. And Hold My Own?
Yep.
But you could probably get a little bit more detail. You might know who's from where and what.
Yeah, Wrong Move is actually up in Albany.
Okay, there you go.
We've got some fam in that band, so it'll be cool to see them down here. A little bit on the younger tip. I'm not sure they get out, much, so it'll be great to see them down this way a little bit. Sector's a dope band from Chicago.
Oh shit, Chicago! Shout out to Chicago, man. Chicago's holding it down for the fucking the middle. But yeah,
with dudes from Hold My Own, I want to say, and MH Chaos, which is another new cool band. So Sector, again, one of these bands. It's like, you've got these players that they bounce around from band to band, and they start this band and they start another project, and that project gets popular too, so they get, they start another project, and that seems to be what happened here. MH Chaos, Sector, Hold My Own, these bands all sort of share members. So it'll be cool to see Sector. Like you said, Hold My Own is a cool band from Chicago area. And Hangman from Long Island, guys from Pain of Truth, Mikey Smith.
Hell yeah, Strong Island. Strong Island's coming back hard. Yeah. I'm glad, because New York got to come correct. You know what I mean? And what I mean by come correct is just with the variety. Don't come whack. Come with the variety and with that, with that fire. And that's what New York's doing. I don't want to just say New York, but the Northeast. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's going on. It's amazing. It really is, and doing this show over the past 21 episodes, but also the past God knows how many years of my life following these things, but especially because of the show, we're dialed in a lot now. And it's really amazing to see, the variety of things going on, the cross-pollination, the old bands that are coming back and mixing with the young bands, and the young bands giving the old bands, respect, and the whole nine. So, like you said, we're in a good spot right now, and I like to see the young with the old.
For sure. And I want to shout out Amityville Music Hall for fucking keeping the music alive in Long Island, because they do a lot of shows. I know Madball did a bunch of shows there. And I also want to talk about Leeway a little bit, because shout out to motherfucking Eddie Leeway.
Hell yeah.
First of all, being OG, and also setting the motherfucking bar about how real and how deep you could take this shit, and what this means to somebody. Without getting into the details, go see Leeway. And if you want to see a motherfucker who's really about it, an OG, go watch the show, go support him, go see everything they do. One of my favorite bands, period. Writing wise, if these are one of the bands that a hardcore band should think, they would be still playing out of broken speakers and fucking, shitty amps. If it wasn't for the Cro-Mags and Leeway, they set the bar on sounding good. You know what I mean? So, shout out to all of them, and shout out to AJ for being shook to come on the fucking Smoking Word podcast. You know what I mean? I'll blow him the fuck up. I don't give a fuck. I love you, AJ, but stop being shook. People want to know what's up. Anyway.
I want to shout out Eddie too. If you anybody knows, Eddie's been going through some pretty hard times with his health. He seems to be managing it well. But obviously my man could obviously use some help. So he's got some really cool Leeway stuff for sale right now on his Instagram if you want to hit him up. I just picked up a dope Leeway long sleeve, so you can do the same and support him. That's what this shit is all about, is helping each other when we can. And Lord knows the guy could use some help with some health issues. So
yeah, for sure. Everybody, again, a lot of people talk about it. It's time to be about it. And again, he's just not out there looking for a handout. He's doing the music because he loves the music, and he should be, because he's dope. Again, I want to do this or do whatever it is. Look, anybody out there doing whatever it is that they want to do that shit till you're in a box, because we got one try at this life shit. We don't know if this reincarnation shit is real. It's a rumor. Shout out to all you Hindus and all that, and people and all the Christians. I don't know, but you don't know either. Let's hope. But until then, we got to show people love while they're still on this planet, while we can still touch them, feel them, and and all that good shit. So
word up.
What else we got? I'm over here. What else we got on the line?
We got some more B&B. What do we got right here? Some more Black and Blue Productions events coming up. This is a cool one.
Oh, hell yeah. This is a dope one.
There we go. When is this guy? November 20th. So a week from today, next Sunday, Urbano Street in collaboration with Pina Productions.
Hell yeah. Well, Pineapple Productions. All right.
Yeah. U Street Music Fest benefit with Hub City Stompers, The Capturers, Dub Cores, record selections by Mono Sounds. So B&B Productions down there at the bottom. This is at Gold Sounds in Brooklyn, 8 p.m., $15.
Do you know this spot, Busky?
You know what's crazy is I've never been to this venue, and they've been doing shows for years there. It's just one of those spots that for some reason I haven't been there, but I know they do a lot of stuff, so it's a spot.
Now, do you know much about Hub City Stompers? Because I've been seeing the name for a minute, and I love the lettering, their logos, and I think I would love them because I love certain styles of music, but I never heard them, so I don't know. I won't front.
Yeah, same thing with me. Captures is the only band I know on here, just because it's Felipe from Murphy's Law. They've been playing a lot of the B&B stuff lately, and they're great. You know,
but again, let me just get into the Captures real quick. Not because of the connection, whatever. Dope band, fucking great players, great songs. I told Philly, I fuck with them the minute I saw them. When we first did those first show back, I went on stage to just hang out and get the vibe, and I was watching, and I was like, yo, that's my shit. So, man, really well done. I really fuck with the Captures. I fuck with the imagery, everything about it, and I love that. Again, the elements of where we come from, everything ain't just a mohawk and or beat down mosh part thing. You know what I mean? These are all elements of our DNA, and it got to be done right because that shit ain't easy to do.
Yeah, you're totally right. And that's just it. It's not my wheelhouse per se of what I listen to typically, but when I hear it, especially when I see it, what I mean. That's the big thing for me is hearing it is one thing because you hear things and it sounds great, but when you see people playing and you see the effort and you see how difficult when there's. I mean, how many people were up on that stage? 8, 9 people, when they were playing. So
like Wu-Tang Clan, but with people with actual talent. No, I love Wu-Tang and they got talent, but I mean, you know what I mean. Shout out Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny Dope. What up, Uncle Vinny?
Yeah, you know the deal. Airborne in the motherfucking house. But yeah, exactly. That ska, what do you call it? Dub, soul, whatever you want to call it. You gotta know what the fuck you're doing to do it good, and they do it good. So I fuck with them, and again, I don't know the Hub City Stompers, but I want to fuck with them because I know they're grinding. I know from the East Coast, and I fuck with all that. The imagery is dope, and they seem to be doing their thing. A lot of people have been talking about them. So
no, it's definitely a familiar name, very familiar name. So got to do some homework on them for sure.
And I love that fucking dog and whoever drew that shit. Oh, my man.
Who else? I mean, come on. I know who else.
No wonder. I'm gonna stop. Listen. We're gonna sound like your fan club, but we are. We are your fan club because I didn't even know that was fucking you. Yeah. But it's you, and I'm glad it's you. Yeah, shout out to all my motherfucking Aussies out there. Yeah. But y'all, I love that. Like we were just talking about, we logos dope. Love the imagery. Everybody, the artists today are killing it, man. Shout out to everybody out there. Definitely. What else we got? We got some really ill shit. I actually saw this and I got excited because I thought it was actually coming to Florida. So it kind of is, but it isn't.
Yep.
We got for a 4-night round trip cruise from Miami to the motherfucking Bahamas. Look at this shit.
I want to go.
I know I want to go, but I don't want to pay. So whoever wants to bring me, you Lamb of God, Hey Bree, War, Municipal Way, Shadows Fall, Lacuna Coil. I'm just talking about the people I know, FIFA and Autopsy. Hey,
you're on. You're on. Look at that.
You know how many motherfuckers we know? You don't got 2 extra fucking spaces.
Come on now.
All right. Anyway, but listen again. I hear a lot of mixed reviews about these showboats or whatever you call them. I don't give a fuck. This got to be dope because number one, you're going to the Bahamas. Yeah, that means there's a lot of weed involved, and you got the perfect bands to blaze, drink margaritas, and freaking just listen to on a boat. Yeah. Let's start from the bottom. There's so much shit going on here. Let's start from the bottom. What you got? You got better eyes than me, Bus.
Dying Wish. Yeah.
All right, no, but before the Dying Wish, let's start from the bottom of the flyer. The Jasta Show live podcast taping, bottom right.
There you go.
All right.
Josta's going live.
Listen, so you're gonna have Josta. Yo, Josta, don't make the smoking word get on in the hard corner, come and have to fucking battle. We're all supposed to live together. No, shout out to Josta. It's my bro, and Hey Bree killing it. And yeah, that's dope. They're doing a lot live taping.
Yep.
There's a drum over Art Cruz. Is that Art Cruz from Lamb of God? If so,
I think so. Yep.
First of all, dope drummer, man, cool dude. I'm gonna have him on the Smoking Word podcast. And shout out to motherfucking Lamb of God. That'll be dope.
Definitely.
I'll battle him, but with a drum machine. All right, let's go. Casino poker tournament hosted by John Campbell.
Yeah.
All right,
Campbell.
Campbell.
Yeah,
okay,
the bass player, Lamb of God. That's
I know my
so
man.
I see what they got going on here. I see what they're doing. Everyone's got their own little thing.
Yeah, and I know my man John because I blazed with him. Also, he's the man doing with the poker behind the poker. All right,
great dude.
Oh yeah, good dudes. The whole band, and shout out to Lamb of God. They're fucking bigger than ever and murking it and sounding better than ever. They're fucking sounding like
new records a blazer too. Just to put that out there, obviously, but that new record is a real fucking heater.
Hold on, and we got more Lamb of God over here. We got special Mark Morton solo band performance. Now, if I'm correct, that's the other guitar, right? That's Willie, and shout out to Willie. That's the motherfucker right there. But let me tell you about Mark Morton. Besides being a killer, Mark or anybody in the Lamb of God camp, I want that motherfucker's signature guitar. That shit costs like $100,000. I need a band discount. I got like $800, and we call a deal.
Yeah, right.
800, and I give you a couple Lifer t-shirts. But check this out. The guitar, he's got one of the baddest guitars. Yo, ridiculous. No joke though, man. From everything about it, his signature model is just so dope. I fuck with it, and he's a killer. But that's dope. He's doing a guitar thing. And hold up, my brother Randy, the motherfucking inmate, the ex-inmate, fucking now an honorary Ecuadorian. Shout out to fucking Randy making power moves in Ecuador because I'm part Ecuadorian. He's got a photo gallery going on, and we got special guest host Jose. How you say Jose's last name?
Mangan, I guess.
Mangan. I know if that's Jose from Sirius. Yeah, shout out to Jose. He be repping, and Ricky Rackman, the OG. I don't know him personally, but he always showed mad love to Biohazard. And at the time, Biohazard was, they were the ones carrying that New York hardcore shit with them too, or just the hardcore flag wherever they went with them. That DNA. So, and Rackman fuck with them, and boom, you know the deal.
Yep.
And shout out to Biohazard. There might be some little, I'm hearing little inquirings or whatever the word is. Things. Maybe they're playing, maybe not. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm hearing things. So let's see. But all right, from the bottom, we got Dying Wish. I'm going to read the first line, and you read the next. We got Dying Wish, Bleed Within, and Malevolent. Yeah. I know Dying Wish, but Malevolent, we actually played with them early on in Europe a couple of times as they were coming up. And now I see that they're kind of they're gaining their momentum, and people are really starting to fuck with them.
Yeah.
So
Violence.
The OGs.
The OGs from the Bay Area. And can't go wrong with that. They put out some new stuff recently too, which is very traditional, on par, Violence sounding stuff. So shout out to Violence. Fit for an Autopsy, Fat Pat and company.
Not fat no more, but shout out to
Skinny Pat. And
Pat.
Gate Creeper, very dope band.
Yeah, they're grinding Gate Creeper too, man. Working and really killing it too, man. Shout out to, and I like their lettering.
Yeah, because it's a great name too. Like you would think that name has been used 1,000 times, but it hasn't, and it's a great fucking name, Gate Creeper.
Yeah, and we got fucking on the next up. We got my favorite Italianos and Italiana, Lacuna Coil. Listen, some of the best people. I talked about them before, and I always say it. Mad love to Lacuna Coil. People don't know the connection. We actually met them when we went on tour with Hazen Street. Okay. Hazen Street did a tour with POD and Lacuna Coil.
Wow.
And I believe, I forgot who else. But long story short, Andreas, a lot of those guys, they all grew up a punk and hardcore. They were skaters. And Christina's dope, kills it as a singer, and just mad love. I still have it put away. They got me an espresso thing And in Europe, they came and gave it to me, and I still got it put away. So
nice.
Shout out to Lacuna Coil, but also great band, their own lane, and always doing what they want to do, how they do it, and killing it. So again, shout out to them. We got New Jersey, God forbid, Shadows Fall. Brian, shout out to the whole Shadows Fall camp. That's you know, there's a lot of connections there and municipal waste. You know the deal. And who else? Get the next line. What we got, Busky?
Guar. Can't go wrong, you know, especially on a boat. I can't imagine what that show is gonna, you know, how that's gonna go down. But you can never go wrong with seeing Guar.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, Hatebreed. I know they've been doing a couple of these things. I actually saw Hatebreed on a boat once around New York City. You know, they do that boat cruise that Jake from Rocksoft does.
Oh, you did that?
It goes around the Statue of Liberty, goes up and around, and Hatebreed and Scarhead played.
I always wanted to do one of those boat shows.
It's great. It's really great. So this is, you know, this is next level, obviously, on a cruise to the Bahamas, but I'm sure that's going to be amazing.
And shout out, and again, shout out to Hatebreed again. Why? Listen, every day that shit's on heavy rotation in the gym, and I think it's a scientific fact now. I think I proved it scientifically that if you put on This Is Now, Live for the whatever I don't know the title, This Is Now, and Destroy Everything, you will get 2 to 4 extra reps of any lift you're doing. Guaranteed.
I think it's true. There's something in there that pushes you a little
holy
bit
shit.
Extra.
It doesn't. And I'm in the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning, so I fuck with that to get me those extra things. So you already know the deal, you fucking animals. And we got the OG's Testament. You know?
That's some can't cool go wrong. I can't wait to hear that new shit with Lombardo on drums.
Yeah, I did. Really I was hoping I wanted to catch him in Florida, but I was out of town. So
and Mastodon. I don't know if you fuck with Mastodon at all, but
not a lot. But I like what I do know of them because I call them eccentric metal.
Yeah.
Like they're on some of their own shit, you know?
Definitely.
And then boom.
And of course, Lamb of God performing 2 sets, including Ashes of the Wake in its entirety. So fucking couple of big heavy hitting sets from Lamb of God and individual, like we mentioned before, individual appearances down below from all the members. So Headbanger's Boat, Lamb of God presents, pretty dope.
Hell yeah.
October 31st. I don't think we even mentioned this. It's October 31st until November 4th. Next year. Yeah. So get those tickets now because I'm sure it's going to sell out. So you got a year to figure it out. Miami to Nassau, Bahamas.
Hell yeah. Be about it. Fuck. You never know. We might just get a raft and like tie a rope and let that shit pull us. Yep.
Like,
we'll go live.
What was that Tom Hanks movie? Castaway?
Yeah, we'll Castaway behind
Wilson, the fucking we just float ourselves over on a basketball, soccer ball.
What up, Tez? Khalifa's in the house. Hell yeah. And we got coming to Beantown. Shout out to my motherfucking boy, Civ. He knows the deal. That's my man. That's an OG Queens. We got a lot of history with Gorilla Biscuits and Gorilla Biscuit House. Basically, Gorilla Biscuits house was near a park we used to hang out when we were kids. And again, the OGs. But look, they're back. More what we got here. Boston, the Middle East. Shout out to the Middle East for still being here. Yeah. That's next to the Rat. This was my fucking favorite place to play. And I thought we were gonna lose the Middle East. And it's good that the world isn't because there's history. And I think it's the spot to play in Boston if you come from our fucking world. And man, that's gonna be crazy. Gorilla Biscuits there.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Fucking awesome. And fucking February the next day, 25th at the church in Philly. Which are always great shows. And actually, hold on, let me get up. We've got a couple of really dope flyers.
Yeah, we got
show from these.
Yeah.
And that Philly show is going to be great too. You know, Joe Hardcore always does an awesome job. So yeah, the Boston date, Restraining Order, you can't go wrong. Wild Side, Vantage Point, Truth Cult, and Wreckage. Those are all, relatively young bands. So it's amazing to see. Again, we always say this, that merging of the young with the old and it all making sense.
Triple B Records,
Triple B in the house. Yeah. So Middle East downstairs. And then February 25th, GB with Pagan Babies and Be Well, which is and I'm pretty sure that show is actually already sold out.
Yeah, that's a banger.
Yep.
Right there.
So fucking amazing. And that flyer is fucking great. So shout out to Joe Hardcore. Shout out to Triple B and GB for fucking
hell yeah.
making it happen.
Yeah, shout out to fucking again, the flyers are dope. And again, I'm glad, I love that the OGs are connecting the dots with the young bloods, because I think more of the OGs need to do that. Definitely. We got to start tapping in, but go check that out. Get those tickets if you can. And shout out to Civ, man. He fucking hooked me up with some dope fucking shit for the studio. So
dope.
I fuck with that gorilla. The gorilla Biqui, like they say in South America.
Hell yeah.
But all right. And also before we were talking about Hey Bree, for everybody who don't know, I got available right now on Apple Podcasts and all streaming platforms. I got to chop it up with my brother Sean Martin. Go to the Smoking Word podcast. I got to tap in with him before he went on the Hey Bree tour. So we actually didn't know what he was going to be doing. But again, a lot of history. That's my boy. If you want to get tattooed, he talks about it, where to do it. You want to just hear us talk that shit? Tap in and make sure you leave a comment, spread the word, and subscribe. This is how you support the movement. You need to do these things. It's free. So I don't know for you cheap bastards. I don't know how much cheaper to make it. But every other week I'm dropping a podcast, and every week the Hard Corner's coming at you. So that's how we're doing shit. So shout out to Sean Martin and Hey Bree, and fucking and again, like I was saying, supporting the show. To support the show, you could go right now, CasaDeRock.com. Everybody, if you cop a t-shirt, a cap, or whatever, everything goes back to the show. A lot of people, if you don't got a job, you could repost, subscribe, you could comment, you could do all that good shit. If you got a job, this is where you go. Everything is done in-house. And listen, on that East Coast tour, I'm going to be bringing merch, snapback, so I'm going to have them live in the building. But right now, if you're not U.S. only at the moment, everybody around the planet, we're going to open up international soon. But for right now, just U.S. But that's how you can fucking support the show. On the real, subscribing and all that good shit. That's what you got to do. That goes longer than fucking buying a t-shirt. Put it like that. So if you really about it, support, hit that link right there. Take a picture, highlight it. It'll take you to where you got to go.
Yeah.
So, and shout out to everybody who has been tapping in and hitting me up. And again, we feel the love around the planet, from Denmark to fucking Australia, all over the planet, man. The Smoking Word family is getting bigger and bigger. And that's the plan. We're just here to connect the dots and bring you the 411 and to have some fun with everybody out there. So
that's right. Leave those comments. Let us know what's up,
Yeah, and comments are very important. Even if you want to talk some shit. Well, if you talk some shit, be careful, because we'll find you. But leaving comments is important, because it lets the powers that be know that people are watching the show, and it puts our podcast and our show in the mix with everybody else's. And again, we do not have no network behind us. We are 1 billion% independent. So we need power of the people to make this shit move. You understand? This is your show, not just ours. So be about it. Enough with the PMA bullshit. I'll leave that to Toby and Blood Clot. Shout out to them. But let's hit them with, we got some new shit too at hand. Busky.
We do. Q Unique, your boy.
Hell yeah. Let me bring this up a little bit. Boom. Boom. Listen, shout out to Stillwell. That's my brother Q Unique. If you guys don't know, Q Unique was part of the Arsonist, OG rap group, underground rap group. And also he actually he goes on tour with Korn and doing music, and he working on the Stillwell stuff with Fieldy. Shout out to the Korn camp and the POD camp. Again, that's one of my homeboys who got into fucking doing the whole rock metal shit, who just had love for it. He always loved it. He always loved what the hardcore bands did. and decided to fucking start a band. And he connected the dots with, fucking the dudes from POD and Korn. And, what's up, Brandon? And fucking some really cool shit, different shit, not no hardcore shit, but definitely hardcore influence. And Q Unique, that's a real motherfucker. That's my fam right there. Good dude, good singer, versatile as fuck. And again, and shout out to motherfucking Korn for taking us out on tour. Well, shout out to fucking Limp Bizkit, I should really say, for taking us on tour. But shout out to Korn, who was on that tour, and they showed us love too. So again, it's all about respect. It's all about how you show love, because a lot of people talk about it, but very few people be about it. So remember what I tell you. Shout out to Q Unique. Go check out the video, Stillwell.
Definitely. Also, shout out to King's Bounty.
Yeah.
You remember that? When he did an awesome project with Mike Dijon from Crown of Thorns, called King's Bounty. Man, that was quite a few years ago now, probably 5-6 years ago. You might be able to find that if you guys Google internet or get on the internet and Google King's Bounty. You might be able to find that, and that's some really cool stuff too. Mike Dijon style, hardcore metal stuff with Q Unique singing. So check that out too.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And fucking check them out. They got mad videos. He's always grinding and working and all that shit. So definitely check them out.
Yep.
What else we got up? What's next?
Oh, that dirty all-out war, upstate Poughkeepsie.
Oh, hell yeah, that infected water.
Yeah, look at these guys.
I'm glad. We've been talking a lot about them recently, and then boom, I ran into this shit. The fam from fucking upstate, they dropping some new music, and I'm glad. Go check what's it up on. They got on what's it on Spotify or what?
This one's on Spotify now. Yeah, it came out as an exclusive through Metal Injection, but I think it's now been there's a link, you can check it there, but it's also now available on Spotify too. It's just a new single called Wrath Plague. They dropped another single a week or two ago, so the new record is coming out soon, and they're starting to get these singles out, and it's just fucking amazing, classic All Out War,
Hell yeah! Shout out to the, and hold on real quick. I want to shout out everybody right now on the Smoking Word Podcast Live. We are live on Smoking Word TV. You know the deal. Anyway, All Out War, you know the fucking deal. Yeah. I'm glad to see them back. They've been doing a lot of shows, and again, these are motherfucking OGs of that heavy shit, and I'm hoping that we could come up. I'm definitely want them on the podcast, and I'm hoping that we could get some shows together and just relive some of them old days and shit. It'd be some cool shit, And I'm hoping to see them. We could see them on some New York shit, some maybe Black and Blue fucking type shit in the city eventually.
Yeah, they'll be playing that Integrity show coming up with Warthog. They're playing that in the city. At Warsaw soon, so everybody can look forward to that in New York City relatively soon. But I think back to the early 90s, first hearing this band, and instantly they grabbed my attention because they just sounded like Slayer to me, and I was big into Slayer, but I was also big into obviously Judge and Gorilla Biscuits and the hardcore thing and whatever. But these guys definitely just took that Slayer version of metallic hardcore and just made it absolutely perfect, and they haven't stopped since the 90s, and every single record is through and through an All Out War record, but every record just keeps getting a little bit better, more refined, and just more mature and seasoned, and they've just got it nailed, man. They've got their formula, sort of like a Hatebreed or a Ringworm, but it's not a formula, it's like they're masters of that craft, so
it's that infected upstate water, that Mind Force drinks, that fucking Stigmata drinks, that brick
dirty
by
Hudson
brick
River water.
Yeah, it definitely has something to do with Mike Valenti peeing and flushing a lot in Troy, and that shit lingers
it
down.
Goes downstream,
and the metal just goes all over, like infects your fucking blood. Shout out to Valenti and fucking brick by brick, my brother.
Yeah,
but fucking. And then who else we got? But definitely go check them out. Go support the OGs, the new single, Wrath Plague. There's the fucking link. You know the deal. And shout out to Mike, because Mike, I think wasn't Mike a teacher, but I know he's a hunter.
Yeah,
So
he's definitely still a teacher, and I think Jay from Mind Force is a teacher as well. So there's something about that Hudson Valley. They got dirty water,
right?
and smart people somehow.
Like they're like half sloth from fucking the Goonies, and then they're half like Albert Einstein's there.
Yeah,
you know. Shout out to
it's a good way to be. That's a good balance right there.
I know. Yeah, and then you're normal. You get half sloth, half fucking Baby Ruth, right? What was it they said?
Yeah,
some shit like that.
Yeah.
But fucking
yeah.
Who else we got? We got this is some new shit you put me up on.
Yeah, The Stress, some new shit from Long Island. I got to shout out my man Nick. He's been around, he's actually a pretty young kid, but he's been around, for a minute. And it's amazing. I was speaking with him recently. He's like, yeah, my first show was like 2009 or something like that. I'm like, wow, you really are young. But I love it, man. This is what it's all about. And this is his band. I think it's his first band. And, you can get an idea of what it sounds like just from the artwork. It's Long Island style, punk oi stuff. Just check it out. It's really cool, young stuff, but it's great, and it's something cool and new for Long Island, in terms of the sound, the look, the attitude, everything. It's young, skinhead oi stuff. So
hell yeah, I fuck with that, and the name is great too.
Yeah,
it's just when cool. You thought all those oi names were taken up. Boom, The Stress.
It's perfect. Yeah,
I like that shit.
Give them a look on Bandcamp, The Stress NY oi.bandcamp, and give it a run. Check them out.
Hell yeah, check them out. Hold on, the fucking Stress, and it's good. And you know what I love that early on you're forced. So when you're young and you're amped about something, you're forced to be creative when you're starting a band. From the imagery, you got to come up with the name, you got to come up with the music, you got to come up with the artwork, and you got to come up with the means to get this whole fucking idea off. So, hardcore exercises the brain more than you think, all jokes aside, if my son wanted to fucking, came up like a hardcore kid, like I'd be mad, happy, not just because I know the big picture behind it. At the end of the day, it's about fucking, a family, a music, again, the difference, no offense to punk rock, we all know the deal, but to me, punk rock was destroy, and hardcore was like, okay, we destroyed it, now how we rebuild the shit. So that's how I want my kids to raise, to know how to rebuild and rebuild stronger. So again, shout out to all that. And that's to me with the oi shit too. Oi was always that, a little bit more of the fucking we had, instead, I hear like the punk rockers, let's burn the place down, but now we got no place to live. Instead, now we got to rebuild it. Now let's rebuild it better. That's where the hardcore kid is born.
Absolutely,
what I mean? So,
yeah.
But shout out to them. Go support them, man. The youth, the oi, the punk, the skins, the everything.
Yep.
Fucking, I fuck with that, man. The youth, fucking. And where they're from again? You said
Long Island.
Jesus, Long Island is like that upstate water. Might be fucking. Might be running deep there. And then we got over here the OGs, my brothers, the fucking Obituary. The Wrong Time, new single off the new album, Dying of Everything. Go check them out. I know they've been on tour. If you don't know who the fuck Obituary is, I don't know what to tell you, my friends.
You got to retire.
You got to retire.
You got to disappear, man. You got to just disappear.
Yeah. Support the OGs. These guys not only been hardcore and punk fanatics from day one, but not just talked about it. They went on the road with Agnostic Front and many other hardcore bands. Not only that, like, these are the bands that they were always upfront with their love for hardcore punk and all that shit. So, and at a time when people were being quiet about it and kind of ripping it off, these guys were saluting it and showing love. And that's why there's always mad love. And again, shout out to fucking T-Bone, all, the Tardy brothers, all of them, fucking rest in peace. Frankie, that was my man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But again, one of the hardest bands still, motherfucking, the deal. Rest in peace, Keith, for sure. But fucking, Obituary, man, they're killing it, man. So make sure you fucking support Obituary wherever the fuck they're at.
Absolutely.
And fucking, and before we even out of here, before we end, I don't know if any MMA fanatics out there, but before I give you the one breaking. I want to say one thing. There was last night a UFC that happened to be one of the best UFCs ever. So if you're into MMA, go rewatch that shit. Shout out to everybody who fought. It was in Madison Square Garden, New York City. But on that tip, I ran into something and I wanted to show some shine to. I'll play that breaking news by Cain Velasquez right now. Shout out to fucking shout out to the judge that fucking granted fucking Cain fucking bail. If you don't know the story, I don't want to get into details, but basically this fucking piece of shit molested his kid, and Cain fucking almost caught the dude. Oh, basically shot at him. I don't know the full thing, but didn't kill him or whatever. But basically went at him for basically tried to finish the guy who was freaking raping his or whatever. I don't even know the details, but molesting his child hundreds of times, from what I hear, dozens of times. So, and you know what? I want to thank the judge now for letting him out, but I also want to say fuck you for taking this long, because he should never be in for what he did, because it wasn't even a maybe. It was a fucking fact. And anybody who touches any fucking little kid needs their heads off and in public. That's the only time I'll get political, and we'll probably get flagged for that, but I don't give a fuck.
It's all good.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Cain and his family. Hopefully he could find some fucking peace. Shout out to all you MMA fans around the planet. If you got to see that UFC last night, again, we're the spot that where the news brings you the news. Anything that we believe in and we back, we're gonna relay the message to everybody out there. Everybody, thank you for tapping in, for subscribing, for spreading the word. We do this shit because we live for this shit. We love this shit. And again, your videos, anything that might be hardcore related, hit me or Busky up. New bands, new music. We got mad shit. There's shows that we got to skip over, shit that we never get back to. So if you sent us something and we don't get to it, don't take an offense. You got to beat us over the head with it, because we try to get to what we could get to, but we make it happen. Again, shout out to everybody who tuned in. Hit the link right there. Fucking take a picture, support the show. New York Giants, let's do it today. Busky, anything before we out of here you want to let them know?
Just the usual, like, follow, and subscribe. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Smoking Word TV, Smoking Word Podcast. You can find it all there. Hit up that Patreon, become a member, and we're gonna keep it moving like we always do.
Now let me ask you this before we out of here. Are you gonna be in the Long Island show?
Yours?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so you never know. We might be coming at you live, motherfuckers. So stay tuned.
Hell yeah.
You better subscribe. Everybody, hit your reminder links. Again, mad love to everybody around the planet. The spot where the news brings you the news. The Hard Corner Boys. Yo, Gatorful, we out of here. Everybody, Vinny, one love.
Vinny,
we out of here.
peace.
Peace.